Oh yeah, it's super dusty in here too. Dusty, dusty, dusty. Figure out how to see Wes back there. Everything's dry and dusty. There we go. So I'm in the very last section here of this job, and the property line corner is right up in there. So these last little sections, there's kind of like a little pyramid in here. It's kind of a little bit of a pain. So nice thing about the tracked machine is you'll see I laid some wood in here to get up in this corner, and then once I got up in this corner, then I'll lay the wood back this way, so I'm not going over the line, and it's keeping the brush away from the line, because in Maine I think it's 25 or 50 feet you're supposed to keep your brush off the line. So also you can see that little bit of light, that's where we cut. There's a little bank that drops off, and there's a seasonal brook there. It's still running a little, so basically on those brooks there needs to be adequate shade, which there's way more than that. I left buffers on it, but I made a little pole crossing that I'll show you instead, just because there's only an acre or two here, instead of trying to get swamp mats out there and stuff. So also kind of exciting is I got a new phone, which I'm really impressed with. This shot right now is way wider. It's almost like my GoPro. And I switched sides. I went from iPhone to Samsung, so this is S10. I'm pretty impressed with what you can see inside the cab. So anyways, I'll show you that pole crossing in a little bit here. I'll be back. Hey everyone, I'm back. Just getting to this crossing here. So you can see this was running harder earlier this spring, but you can see it's not much. And it goes underneath the ground right here, and it doesn't pop back out until right in here. So, but if there's no water running underneath here, but if we were to run on it, it would probably collapse whatever hole that's going through, and then it would block it up, and it would just, if you don't do the right preparations, then it will be a problem. I don't think this really goes anywhere, but so I'll get back here a little bit further. I took, and there's some big popples up this hillside here, so I laid two tree length pieces right here, and then laid all this wood across. I'll have to do something right here. There's a little, if he drives up there now, it's going to want to push that wood, so probably the best thing to do is haul just a pile of brush right here, so that when he drives up onto it, it's more of a ramp. So if he doesn't, it'll push this all over the place. And there's not a whole lot. You can see kind of where I've cut here, and then it'll go over this way a little bit. So, but if we were gonna, well, this may be all right even if we were gonna cut a bunch more wood, but if this brook was running harder, or we had 50 acres to cut on the other side here, I would probably do a different crossing than this. But I mean, swamp mats or not, as long as you're able to travel over it and you're not dragging mud, or the biggest thing with a crossing is basically if you do it right, it's never a problem. It's just making sure that whatever you do for a crossing is not making the water back up, or you're not having water or mud on either side of the crossing that you're dragging onto the crossing. But if you can, basically that goes up the hill, so there's no problem there. Right here is a little soft, so I don't think it would be a problem right now anyways because it's dry, but if it was, you'd have done all this work for nothing because you're just going to slosh water and mud in here and it's going to get and run down wherever this goes. I think this just kind of peters out, but it's mostly runoff. So, but anyways, I figured I'd show you that. Normally we'd have some swamp mats or something else, but it depends on what the ground's like where you're the crossing. This was kind of nice and level, so I figured for the few loads that'll come out of here, you know, it'll be fine. So anyways, I thought I'd show you guys that, and like, subscribe, comment. We'll catch you later.